Good evening and welcome once more to They Are Billions, Soldier Rough Edition. Should I say that all the time? No, I'll say it whenever I think about it. So we were talking about killing the philosophers. Kinda. We were talking about who's important. Important are all the people who can do something useful, obviously enough. And something useful in the zombie apocalypse means, well, I've talked about it, farmers, soldiers, and, well, anybody with a special skill like a doctor. And those people, well, they are important enough to you if you have only one of them. Should have more, but should and be is, well, something different. Shouldn't be. I don't think you say it like that, but I say it like that right now, and should it is, maybe, no, I don't know. Doesn't matter. So, you have a doctor, you have a couple farmers, hopefully. You have a blacksmith, also very important. If you can get your hands on a blacksmith somehow, well, you can kill a dozen philosophers for a blacksmith, because useful. And you'll set up, obviously, a forge in your castle or wherever. How should we do? Here, down here, and yeah, that should be fine. So, you want a blacksmith, you want a doctor, you want farmers, you want... Being a chemist myself, I'd say you also want a chemist, because you might also be useful, especially for like black powder, you want to build bombs, you want to do all this stuff, and yeah, most chemists kinda know how to do this. And you could even build some muskets with that, and muskets are, if not as accurate as modern firearms, well, you can at least shoot somebody, and shooting zombies is always better than fighting them in melee, because zombies, you don't want to get bitten. Getting wounded by a normal person is bad enough, but getting wounded by a zombie is really, really, really bad. They're coming from the east again, so I'm gonna put one of those dudes down here. And the rest of you will charge up here. So who else do we need? Somebody who's skilled in woodworking, so a woodcutter, but what are they called? A lumberjack? A lumberjack is the guy who cuts the wood down, but why do I not remember the word for... God. So where will they come from? Will they come from down there? That would be bad. It would be kinda bad, so we'll build a tower here, and I will build some towers there soonish. You want God. Am I really too stupid to remember what the word in English was for this? Jesus was one. I don't remember the word. And I should. The word for the person doing woodwork.
Great idea, sir.
Well, I'm stupid. I hate being stupid, so I'll... If I don't remember till this horde is done, well, I won't remember properly. A carpenter! Yes, a carpenter. A hard word, I know, and... yeah. Let's just gloss over this. You want a carpenter, obviously, because somebody who knows what he's doing with wood is better than somebody who doesn't. And you will have to do things with wood. Because steel, glass, and stuff like that, well, you can make some of it yourself, and with a skilled blacksmith you may be able to do some things, but you won't have the industrial capabilities of full steel works, so you will have to do a lot of things with wood and stone. So Yeah, a mason would also be very, very nice. Somebody who can actually do skillful things with stone. Stone mason, yeah. And you obviously want some way of getting. Well, you could just tear down houses for bricks, basically, because it doesn't really matter anymore, and there will be enough houses around to tear down. So getting enough wood and bricks or stone shouldn't be that much of a problem. So you'll be fine on this line. But nevertheless, you want somebody who's skilled in working with this stuff, for obvious reasons. Who else would you want? Let's see what we have got. What have we got here? Energy. Energy is well, electricity post-apocalypse. Is this going to be a thing? Probably not, I think. You could do some basic stuff like, yeah, a windmill, even a small steam powered thingy would be possible, but don't expect to be able to run Tesla towers or yeah, you won't have electric light. That's for sure, because that would be a waste of energy, unless it's wind power, because wind power runs all the time, or even solar power. And you won't be able to do solar power because solar power is complicated, very complicated. You need a lot of stuff to make solar panels, and having stuff in the zombie apocalypse is unlikely. So no solar panels, no oh what? I would like to put it here, but that's not really. I need to tear this one down later. So you probably would be able to erect some basic windmills if you have somebody who's at least somebody who knows some things about engineering, some things about, well, electric power, basically. Well, it should be possible. You could do some electricity, but you want it for like this, for a saw, for even for everything you have from the past, like a drill or something like that. Because doing this stuff by hand is exhausting, to say the very least. So you wanna get your hands on electric stuff if possible, but most likely it won't be that easy to get anything electric. So yeah, an engineers like electrical engineering, any kind of engineering is probably a good idea to have. Anybody who can build a sturdy house, build a sturdy wall, and building a sturdy wall is, well, there's a reason why were specific engineers for building castles in medieval times, because that's not that easy if you don't have proper steel, proper everything. Because, well, building a castle out of wood and stone, and not even a castle, building a house. A lot of people could build houses, but those houses were, well, they were shelters. Could they protect yourself? Yes, and they were decent enough in winter. Well, not really, but they didn't have anything better. They were good enough against the elements, but when in a zombie apocalypse, you want something sturdy. And if you are building a new gate for your castle, because maybe you need one at one point, you want somebody who knows what he's doing. You want somebody who understands where to put the nails and everything. You can find out this basic stuff fairly easily, but still, if you've got a professional carpenter, professional engineer, it will almost certainly be, well, better, more well made. A master crafted gate, basically. And you want that. You want everything built to last. Everything that isn't built to last will not last in zombie apocalypse. So we've got the craftsman, we've got why. got some craftsmen. We've got craftsmen. Yeah, we want more craftsmen. Anyway, anything you can think about. Not only farmers, not only masons, not only carpenters, lumberjacks. I mean, lumberjack is also being a lumberjack is not. This is a mini horde. I want to kill this mini horde because they will kill this one fairly fast. Because now we are entering the time when we want walls everywhere. So you guys are gonna charge down there. You guys are gonna stand over here. Then we're gonna build another Tesla tower over here. Or here. Yeah, here would be more beneficial. You build the towers. Most crafts would be useful. So any specialist you can get, you should get. And again, there are some that are more useful than others, like people educated in law will be, well, they will also be not that high on their priority list. Let's say it like that. But they may be of some use once you're inevitably having a dispute for some reason. Like what? Yeah. Whenever somebody steals something, you want to have some sort of law because you are having a community. You're having quite some people. You won't have, as said before, you won't have just 5 or 6 dudes. You'll have more of them. And whenever people are stuck together in a less than advantageous position, let's say it like that, less than advantageous situation, well, tensions rise, people may have lost their loved ones or whatever. You really want, yeah, this will be a fun border, I guess. What was yeah, whenever people are together and they have problems, well, they are looking for a way out, a way to blame somebody. And, well, it's human nature basically, so who am I to blame? And it will happen, and there will be problems. And when the problems happen, you want somebody to be a judge. And it may sound weird to have a judge in a post-apocalyptic environment, but really, it's kinda needed. Somebody who knows the law, who knows what was law before all this shit happened. I want to get to the tower, so I'll take the 11 here. Yeah, this the hunter, where? Yeah, we'll take the 10. This is not perfect, but it should be fine. Well, we are not relying on hunters anymore. Oh god, there's a lot of them, so we need to close up this side. So, somebody who could say, well, before the apocalypse, we did it like that. When somebody stole something, he got this and that punishment, and you obviously couldn't do that anymore because locking people up for years on end, well, you can't just feed somebody who doesn't contribute, so you'll have to probably implement harsher punishments. Death penalty basically would be. It is still in some countries, but even over here, I think the death penalty would be reintroduced in your colony because better to kill somebody and be done with him than to basically allow him to try once more to do something stupid. I mean, you wouldn't just kill somebody for stealing somebody's teddy bear or something like that, but you would kill somebody for killing someone. Obviously. Well, obviously. Maybe not that obvious, but I think you should kill somebody in the zombie apocalypse once he kills somebody, because that person is danger. And he might kill somebody who's useful, and then again, he is not useful because he's killing people. So, yeah, the death penalty it is. And what else? I really want to research more. I should research more. Scientist, yeah. As I said, I'm a chemist, so I can see the point in getting other scientists, but I can also see how some scientists would be useless. Like, well, you can always make the argument, well, why this one and not that one? And in all due reality, you probably simply take what you can get, because you won't have that many of them anyway, and, well, if you can get them, get them. You would ever say no to a sturdy castle in the apocalypse? If you have one, I mean, for some reason a scientist comes wondering why, you should of course offer him a place to sleep. Even if he is something as relatively useless in the apocalypse, not in real life, of course, like a mathematician or something like that. You should obviously keep it, because you may not think it, but those people are useful, even in such a terrible situation. So, basically take anyone you can get, because at least they are unskilled labor. And if they have some skill, be it as, well, as mysteriously useless as being a mathematician. Yes, I don't like mathematicians, I know, I shouldn't pick on them, but, well, they're insane, all of them. And that's also kind of why I like them, because they do the insane stuff, so I don't have to do it. So we are now boarded up. We have borders everywhere. We have walls. We've built the wall, and we did it faster than Trump did. So, okay, you want people. You want many people, because feeding people is easier when you have more of them. Oddly enough, because, well, you can plant more stuff. So, yeah, this is an odd wall, but I think it should be sturdy enough. So you want a lot of people, you want a lot of skills. And if you don't have a certain skill you need desperately, well, you can't get new people, but you can at least basically send somebody to find out how it works. If you don't have a farmer, well, you're out of luck, you're gonna die. But if you don't have a carpenter, you should tell somebody who wants, obviously, well, try your very best to make a sturdy table, whatever. Or tell multiple people, tell anybody who has not spare time, but who you think might be able to develop the skill to do its very best to develop it, because maybe they get more skilled at it. And the farmers obviously should be teaching other people how to farm and so on. So you want a lot of skilled people. You don't want unskilled labor. People who have a skill may also have to perform unskilled labor, but in the perfect world, you don't want that many unskilled people, because, well, obviously, if they have something that makes them special, that's useful, usually. If they are not using this, hey, we can build the stone workshop soonish, at least. So, this is not perfect. But, well, it's the apocalypse. It's never gonna be perfect. Yeah, this is really not perfect. Oh, can I close this one off? Yeah, I've got a street down here, so I shouldn't have a problem when closing this one. So, skilled people. That's useful. And sharpshooters, obviously. especially sharpshooters with bows. I mean, if you've got somebody who can shoot somebody's eyes out with a bow, well, you want to keep this person happy because you need him. You wanna put them as a guard on the field. And this person shouldn't have to work in the field. You would just want them to stand there and guard the other people. If he sees someone, and this should be really last resort, somebody sneaked in you. Well, this is some other thing. Once you have established your castle, once you have basic security, basically, of course, yes, I'm speaking English very good. Once you have basic security, and you have some people trained, you at this point you'll probably have guns. You want to clear out some areas. You want to make sure that in a certain radius around your colony there are no zombies. Well, because dealing with zombies when you are expecting to run into them, like basically you are like a medieval knight. If you're running into a peasant and the peasant wants to kill you, well, that is not much of a problem simply because you are a knight. You expect him to run into trouble, and you're running into trouble. So you'll just deal with it, and it won't be a problem. But if you get surprised, that's a problem because, well, the peasant might think about a way to attack you, but the zombie is not going to think about it, but he will still surprise you. If he surprises you while not wearing your full armor, you have a problem, obviously. There is Spitter. I don't like Spitters. Kill him. Yes, thank you. So if you clear out like a couple kilometers around your base, yeah, that would be a good idea. And again, maybe you should even establish daytime patrols, not nighttime patrols. Why is it always nighttime in some well, in some movies they run around at night for some mysterious reason. You obviously run around at daytime and you go back before nightfall. Even if it means you can just go a couple kilometers. I mean, you can travel quite far in a single day. But nevertheless, you want to clear out. You want to clear house. You don't want any zombies in this area because they may attack you in a moment where it's not that beneficial. It's never gonna be beneficial, but you get me, hopefully. Oh, you don't, and I'm just not making much sense, so I'm gonna build this second quarry here. Sorry. So.
Our forces are in danger.
Yeah, why?
Is everything okay?
Don't be in danger, please. Yeah, so we've got these resources. Maybe we'll establish something here, but right now we're gonna move on. We're gonna find out what is around here, so we find a good spot for new walls, because now we got a basic walls. We want to expand somewhere. Yeah, I could now go off on a tangent about expansion, but let's continue the current talk about what was I talking about? Shit. What was it? Yeah, exactly. The well, I was kind of talking about expansion, but you don't want to expand in this location. You just want to clear them out, make sure that there's nothing undead or, well, undead. I guess it is the right term to use, undead. You don't want anything undead anymore in there. So, well, of course, new zombies will arrive, and well, you'll have to deal with them, so send out the daytime patrols. Daytime patrols. Not nighttime, daytime. Because, obvious. So, you establish your patrols, you have people on guard duty, you have patrols, and well, these are the basics. So, you have your colony, and it should be somewhat secure now. What's next? So, why are you doing this, by the way? Why are you even in charge? I don't know. But we assume that you're in charge, because otherwise you don't have to plan this anymore, because you're not in charge, obviously enough. If you have built up your colony like that, you will probably also run into the problem that, well, now you are basically a dictator, and what you say will be law, if you want or not. I mean, there is not much to. Why are you not moving? This is really odd now. And you may have to establish some kind of political order, even like a system. It may not be democracy at first, because democracy, as I've said previously, is maybe it's the fairest method to run a country or a society, but it certainly isn't the fastest, and you need to be. You sometimes need to make some quick decisions. Like that. Yeah, that sounds good. So, I've got into a corner like that. So, 50. Yeah, 30 is good enough for me. And another 56 over here later. So, you need a political order. You need somebody who's in charge, yourself, obviously, but you'll also probably need, oh god, no, we are not gonna deal with that right now. We're gonna deal with the harpy, obviously, because dangerous, but not with the rest of them right now. You stop right there and kill them. Why? So, you need a political order. You also want probably want somebody on police duty or something like that. Police duty, yeah. That's what it is basically. You want somebody, well, on police duty. That requires quite a large colony, I think. As I said before, somebody who was a judge in his previous life would be kind of nice, I guess. But if you get to a point where you need a police officer, well, you have a very, very flourishing society. So you can. At that point, you're not much different than, well, previous civilizations. But let's say, okay, we are fine with a judge. We have somebody who deals with this kind of shit. And if you get some rabble risers, as to say, you have to deal with them violently, probably. Because if somebody is in a zombie apocalypse still a dickhead, not like annoyed, you get annoyed. That's, well, human nature. If you have a lot of problems, you are easily to anger, and you will say some stupid things. You may attack somebody. You may try to hit somebody, and you will need to be punished for it. But you don't want to start executing people willy-nilly, because, well, there may be a queue, basically a queue, because that's why. Oh shit, 3 harpies, yeah, we can deal with them. Step back a bit. So, you don't want to anger your people. Please stop it. Thank you. I lost a soldier there, but 2 soldiers. So I maybe should not go up there right now, but I will want the energy, so you're gonna kill all of them, and I'm sending some reinforcements. 3 dudes. Yeah. So we have our east. Were the first 3 waves also from the east? And now I'm gonna build some extra walls.
No, I'm not pointing any fingers, but I heard somebody around here.
I want more people, obviously. So, this is something I found out in a previous playthrough. They will attack those first, so it buys me some time. well, in a couple of playthroughs actually, because as I've said, I've played this game maybe too much.
Do you need me?
Well, I shouldn't say that because I lost the first playthrough, but okay, they're coming from up here. Maybe they'll attack there, so let's also make this wall a little bit sturdier, because there are not that many people defending it, so this is just a basic line, basically. Basic line, basically, yes. Again, English speaky goody. And this will stop them for some time, and I need time to move the soldiers up there again. So now we have a colony. We want, as you see here, we have a lot of houses. You need space for houses. You don't want houses. You want a castle. You want a large building with all people in there. And in Europe, this is not a problem. There are large castles. There are proper castles here. Not like a tower or a fort or something like that. And you can house a lot of people there and even a lot of supplies. So now the interesting part, where will they go? They will go down here. Okay, we're lucky. Lucky-ish again. Maybe even some stake straps. Stop. Stop moving. That's what to do. And you're also coming in. You don't want your living space to be very expanded. You want your living space to be a very small area, so you can have all your people in this area, so you avoid what is always the problem here, that you need more space, so you have more defenses to build, basically. Send out you and a couple of you. Then we're gonna try to get the energy again. Hopefully successfully this time around. And we need more energy. Yeah, here. And some quarries, because now I enter the time when I need a lot of stone. The Stone Age. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Maybe some more Fisher's Copper, because they provide 12 food. That's good enough for me. 18, that's even better. So, come on, guys. Up here. So, we have a colony. We have a castle, we have farms, we have everything we need. So, what else do we want? What do we want for a colony to flourish? We can't have cars, so we want animals. Yeah, animals. That's also a thing I should mention. You want horses, you want donkeys, you want anything you can get, basically. You want goats, you want cows, whatever. If you can use it in some way to pull something, or even to even just for meat, so you also want pigs or chicken or all of that lovely little stuff that is done by farmers. This is bred by farmers. Because for horses and oxes and donkeys, obviously in farming they would be very useful, while you will run out of gas. You will run out of gas fairly quickly. Most nations, most gas stations don't have enough supplies for what would be needed. Kill those spitters, please, quickly. Yeah, now. Yes, thank you. And we're gonna remove ourselves from here. Kill this one. Thank you. So you can't rely on tractors, you can't rely on cars, you can't rely on anything that's powered by gas. And yeah, so farm animals. Once the zombie apocalypse hits and you are the major of your village, you are in control of your village, you wanna go to the next what is it called in English? Well, to any farm, to any any location where you can get those animals and basically either steal them or take the owner with you, because he will obviously also know how to treat them, which will be useful. So somebody to treat the animals once they get sick or something would also be useful. So a veterinarian. That's all useful stuff, and you want it. So not just farmer, also rangers. Rangers? Do you say rangers or the people running a range? I guess should be fine. So you want animals, you want arms, and what else do you want? I said blacksmith, I said soldiers. What more? Now we're gonna find out what's over there. Thus far, I have enough space, so I'm not expanding. But at one point, I will have to expand, and I wanna find out where the good side to expand to. So you charge out here and kill everything, as usual. So what else do we need? This is the gold. This game obviously uses some form of currency, but you don't need a currency. You don't have a currency anymore. Money is worthless, and now there's no use to it anymore. You can't buy anything because, well, everybody who sold anything is dead. So there's that. And while it's useful for this game, you don't need a backup. Simply as that. And it's obvious, obviously, but I'm still mentioning it because it's in the game. So the developers must have thought something about banks, because you can build a bank, and it's useful because it produces more money. But still, why? Why is there a bank in the apocalypse? Nobody needs money anymore. Whatever can be produced. I mean, you don't. If you think you're gonna work a normal job once the apocalypse hits, I have some bad news for you. You are gonna work all the time, basically, from waking up to going to sleep. You'll try to survive somehow. There's nobody. There is nobody you can go bitch to about your working hours. It's no longer possible, and you will die if you don't. So again, motivation shouldn't be the problem. So back. What else? You also don't need a workshop. You do need a workshop, obviously. You need a forge, you need everything like that. But a workshop where you're trying to invent new technology, well, you don't have the equipment. Everything we know today will be much more than you could ever use in this limited society. You won't build rockets anymore. You are back to a medieval society with some ideas about our current age. So get that out of your head. There is no development happening anymore. You are stuck with what you've got. That's it. The world has ended. Ah, that's nice. Every time I find a corner where there's no way out, I say, well, that's very nice, because I don't need to defend this corner, so I can go down here, build easily here, and just walls down here. So that should be good. What else do you want? Let's think about it. If you look at this colony, what else do we want? We want, well, quarry, kinda. We can just tear down houses. There are lots of houses here in Europe, and I think there are also a lot of houses in America and anywhere else. And if you want to survive, you're gonna move. Again, now that's an interesting thing, because you want to start your colony somewhere where it's defensible. So, defendable. So, you may not want to start close to a big city, because there will be a lot of zombies, and clearing them all out will be hard. It will be very hard. So, maybe... So I'm switching some of them to kill the highest level target now.
Orders, sir. Just tell me what to do.
So, on the one hand, you want... okay, fine. Why? Kill it. That was a shit move. Yeah, it cost me some people. Some soldiers. I need to be very careful when trying to kill harpies and stuff like that, because if you interfere too much, you will lose soldiers, and you don't want to do that. So you just let them stand there and shoot them. Why are you doing this? Yeah, we're not gonna move down there because there's a lot of them down there. We're just gonna clear out the spitters and then move back. Now, so why are you doing this? I'm gonna send some soldiers over there to defend the walls everywhere. You two are sent out. You go over here. You go over there. You go up here. So again, a castle in Austria would be in locations that are important but defendable. So you don't want an inner city castle, and there are some castles that are in the center of a city, of cities, like for example I have a lot of money, I need to spend some, like let's build a useless bank. And let's upgrade some houses. In Salzburg, you may know this city because of Sound of Music, a bullshit movie, by the way, I should mention. Nobody in Austria actually knows this movie, so just so you know. But in Salzburg, the Festung Hohensalzburg is in the center of the village because it's on a mountain, which would be obviously nice, but you're also surrounded by city where you can't grow anything, and there will be a lot of zombies there, so no. You don't want to go into the center of a city. You wanna be anywhere else, basically. I also just found out that it will be really hard to get these resources, but worry about that another time. So, you don't want Festung Hohensalzburg. You want, for example, a castle guarding a pass. Because while it's probably in the center of the Alps, which makes it kinda hard to grow crops there, but in the valleys you can grow crops, so there's that. Those castles will be defendable. Those castles are in a fairly... not uninhabited anymore, but there are not that many people around there, so it makes it much easier to avoid large amounts of zombies, and well, that should be a good idea. Or even the castle close to my hometown, because again, there are some villages around here, but there are not that many people here, not like big cities, not like Vienna, especially. You don't want in a well, let's say quite a large radius around Vienna is a no-go zone. You don't go there because there may be a million zombies around there, so obviously you don't go there. But what was it called? Burg meaning castle. So the word Burg is German for castle. Burg Hochosterwitz. Impossible word, of course. For I guess for English-speaking persons, this word is quite hard to pronounce. I don't know because I'm not. But Burg Hochosterwitz. I would like to build a farm there, but I can't. So, yeah, it's a castle on a mountain, and this castle was never ever conquered because, well, if you Google Burg Hochosterwitz, which is said at the end, I don't know if you can find it. Maybe I'll put it in this description. If you Google this castle on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Google. If you Google this castle on Google, yeah, obviously on Google, you Google, you will understand why it's so well defensible. They basically took a little mountain and made it a castle. And yeah, it's exactly as batshit insane as you think. It's genius. You want this castle. You basically want this castle. It may be hard to get down and up every day to do farming because, well, you need to walk quite a way, maybe a kilometer or something to get down there because it's going around the castle all the time, around the mountain. But yeah, you have multiple lines of defense. If you get killed in Burg Hochosterwitz during a zombie apocalypse, well, everybody else is dead long ago. Say it like that. Burg Hochosterwitz. Yeah, I'll put it in the description. If somebody ever sees this video, he should at least find Burg Hochosterwitz. And when I'm talking English, I'm saying it in a particular odd way. So this is not, well, this is how you pronounce it, but me talking English makes it different from usual German. Does it make sense? Probably. Or not. Doesn't matter. I want a bank now. Yeah, I want a useless building, but it's not useless here, so. Oh. And we've also reached 40 days. Pretty fast this time. So I'm gonna clear out this empty area so I know what's down here, because then I'll move my wall over here, obviously enough. And then I'll end it. So now we know what we want for your colony at the end of the world. Yeah, this is all closed off, so it's nice. So we're gonna take this area fairly soon, hopefully. So, and this is the last infected hitting the dirt. So, good night, everyone, and I'll see you on part 3 if you've watched this video till this point, because, well, I don't know if I'm interesting to listen to, but I don't think so. So, good night.